Okay, the reason I have to stop the video and start a new video because the background activity was getting too loud. Anyway, it's kind of slowed down a little bit, but so I'm gonna try to continue where I left off and see. Like if it get too loud again, probably have to stop again. Anyway, well, I I pretty much it's just back to. I think it's just back to the conference. Getting a conference where a crowd people would listen to what I have to say, or just maybe a talk with someone or an individual or group, about relocation and things like that. It's just the conference, and during the conference talk could also bring up the relocation and things like that. Like I was saying, just anyway, it's just like it's really, you know, God. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep it that and move on, just like not gonna, like I was saying earlier, I'm gonna give myself that break to not keep self-criticizing myself about why no one would leave me feedback to save me from all the pain and misery. Give me that break for now. And okay, so I'm gonna continue to the next things on the list. Okay, it's a CTC promotional event. Anyway, I'm gonna read what I have so far. It's pretty. Like I'm saying, basically, okay. Another thing I have to point out. I think pretty much is this because I think I'm being. Like I'm saying, I have to self-criticize myself that I'm gonna be. Like. I don't know, like. God, it's just. The luxury. Just that back to that. I don't know. Back to that argument. Back to that what I was saying earlier. Just why wouldn't one person just leave me feedback on my PTC's blog and on my YouTube's channel and save me all this pain and misery. So anyway, so I just have to keep, I don't know, like, keep trying to self-criticize myself so that I could, live on, have a reason to see why I want to see the next day, why I go, just have, so pretty much felt like, I'm just like, and just the thought I'm having right now is just like I'm being pretty much I'm just being rushed and being at the same time the people are rushing me or just keep creating so much weight to me that I'm just gonna crush so hard that it's just like I'm gonna hate myself so much. Why get myself into this situation while the whole city of San Diego keep rushing me, keep creating weights on me, and no one would acknowledge me, and it's like, why put myself in this situation? Why not do something about it? You know, it's like, why? So pretty much just the thought because of wanted to stop the with the why no one would leave me a feedback to save me with all the pain and misery. So this thought, you know, just keep it's creeping up, you know, because people just wanted to create so much weight just to you, keep want to rush you all the time so that you could crush, so that you would feel regret to, you know, why get yourself in this situation in the first place. You know, it's like, why don't you do something to get out of this situation? Why get yourself into this situation? You know, it's like, so anyway, so that is the thought. So I'm gonna continue with this Crown TCG Championship promotional event. So I'm just gonna read what I have wrote. Pretty much it's really rough, you know. I just got pretty much I start out with a bit like this is how I'm gonna this is how I start out. It's gonna sound a bit disturbing, so just gonna get ready. So, you know, perhaps you have heard the story of Neng Lam, betrayed by all the people he had made contact with. In his wrath, he chopped up his family tree, destroyed his ancestor grave, and he burned his parents to death. Then he got crushed to death by the weights of the human world and demon world. In his hand I found a crown. Why he decided to carry the weights of the human world and the demon world by himself, it is all in the past. Yet I couldn't help it to hear that this crown I found in his hand is to mark the champion of the new millennium, the king of champions. I say let's not repeat what happened by putting the following to the side. What really happened to him. So pretty much that is like right at this beginning, you know, like I put, you know, like in a text box, you know, like, you know, this quarter cute basically just put on that box and critic you know, it's just or like if you're not familiar with that word, it's also like bizarre and just really shocking, you know, it's like so it's just like in text box and critic slash bizarre, you know, it's like okay, so then I'm gonna continue reading. So I'm going to create a promotional event to mark the beginning of the Crown TCG Championship, CTC. I'm going to make this event into 3 simple tasks. Keep it at those 3 simple tasks. Focus on those 3 simple tasks, and we don't have to repeat what happened to Nang Lam. From this day on, we will not be afraid to say the words TCG Championship, because there will be an official championship for TCG. CTC is to mark that in this brave new era, there will be a king of all the TCG. Task 1. Take a quick survey or a regular survey. You get a small candy assortment for the quick survey. A regular size candy assortment for the regular survey. Task 2. Go to my PTTS blog and/or PTTS YouTube channel and leave me a feedback that you been to my web pages. You will get a free Red Bull energy drink. Okay, so task 3, I break into 2 different sections. So you get, if you decide to do task 3, you get a choice. It's either task 3A or task 3B. So you get one, get to select, make your choice. Okay, so I'm gonna begin with task 3A. Task 3A. Take a quiz on the things I have posted up on my web pages. If you answer half the question correct, then you get to spin the wheel of fortune. Wherever it stops at, you will win cool prizes. If you answer 1 questions correct only, then you get 1 small candy assortment. 2 correct answer, you get to choose a regular size candy assortment or a Red Bull. Okay, now, so that is task 3A, and now it's task 3B. The same as task 3A, but the quiz is on PTTS flowchart and this flyer. This means you only need to read through the flowchart and this flyer. So pretty much task 3 is a more simplified. Like I'm saying, actually task 3A, if you go to my web pages, like either PTTS blog or YouTube channel regularly, actually task 3A is not that difficult, it's just, it's just a routine, it's like just the thing that you spot on my web pages, those questions, just the one things that you will come upon, just like pretty straightforward questions and answer. Like I'm saying, it just depends, it just, but like if you're not really familiar with my PTTS blog or YouTube channel, probably go with 3 tasks B. But like you're saying, it just, you planning to wanted to know more about my web pages, either PTTS blog or YouTube channel, might as well, put out that time to just kind of read through it and take the task 3A, so like it just depends, it's just like. Okay, this is the flow chart. The PTTS flow chart. Okay, anyway, this flyer, I just got started. Like I'm saying, I don't want to. What happened, like I'm saying earlier, like, I'm being rushed and all this weight is on me. I'm gonna be crushed so hard and everything. So, like I'm saying, I'm just gonna. This is supposed to be my real, like, promotional events to help me out. It's not to crush me like that. So like I'm saying, it's supposed to be helping me out. This promotional event is to help me out. It's like, it's not supposed to create problems to me or crush me. Okay, anyway, alright, so there's some background activities going on right now, and also like the light have been turned off right and this end, so I'm just gonna continue while the light is turned off. Okay, so if I get a chance, I'm gonna turn the light back on. Anyways, I'm trying to adjust the camera angle a little bit so that you could see me better. Okay, I'm gonna continue reading. Okay, for what it is worth, I'm Nang Lam. So I'm gonna continue reading this file. For what it is worth, I'm Nang Lam. As much as I want to focus on those three tasks, those three simple tasks, but I have to point out the following. Knowing about my history, you would know that I have earned it a diplomatic immunity. Okay, so in parentheses, also known as mutual. This mutual is people have to see that the following is active and progressive for many years. CTC, DCSS, and DCSGEM. In Magic the Gathering Complete Encyclopedia, okay, so I'm just gonna pause for a second and go to turn on the light. Okay, so it's called the Complete Encyclopedia of Magic the Gathering. It's like, see, pretty thick book. Okay, so in Magic the Gathering Complete Encyclopedia on 1993, when trading card game was created, it is called Magic. It is called MTG. Okay, so like I'm saying, I use a lot of abbreviation to kind of just keep things floating. And so Magic the Gathering is abbreviated as MTG. Okay, my mother just turned off the light again, so I'm just gonna go with the light turn off. So Magic the Gathering is abbreviated as MTG. So pretty much I just use a lot of abbreviation in. Like I'm saying, you could actually follow it. Like I kind of like in the first sentence I would use the regular text, and then afterward I abbreviate. So kind of like in a way, if you forget what the abbreviate stand for, just go back to the first sentence and you'll see like the text. So in a way, that's how I've been, like in my articles and the things I post. It's the same thing. If there's a abbreviation that you kind of missed it or something, go back to the first sentence on the paragraph and use this there. So it's like, oh, so it is called. So I'm gonna read it from the beginning again. In Magic the Gathering MTG Complete Encyclopedia on 1993, when trading card game was created, it is called MTG TCG. The MTG creator, Richard Garfield, pointed out that MTG could be big, really big, change the gaming world big. So basically I just quote that it is, and like I say, like if you flip to the introduction page, which is on page 6 in this encyclopedia, and it's like in the pretty much it's in like the second paragraph, like okay, so the next part is the Top Deck magazine. Okay, so the Top Deck magazine, this is December 1999, and it's Top Deck first issue, and you can see the co-creator Chunikaze Ishihara on the cover of this magazine, and you flip to the interview. Basically, that's where I quote this quote. So I'm gonna read that. In Top Deck magazine, first issue, December 1999, there is an interview with the co-creator of Pokemon TCG, Chunikaze Ishihara. In that interview, he pointed out the following. The combination of animation, Game Boy game, and trading card game is very strong. Both MTG and Pokemon TCG was very successful on 1993 when MTG first released it. It created a worldwide phenomenon. The same with Pokemon TCG on 1999. Not long after it released, it created a worldwide phenomenon. It is easier for me to point out that critical story of me because saying that not only I didn't die, I created CTC, MTG, and Pokemon TCG. Okay, so like right now, you just have to kind of go with the light turn off. You could barely see it's harder to see my face right now that it's in the evening time and the light is turned off on one side of the camera angle. So like I'm saying, basically I was just kind of distracted by that. So I'm gonna reread what. So basically, it's because saying that not only I didn't die, I created CTC. Period. MTG and Pokemon TCG going to hand the torch to CTC and to carry on as the new torch holder means CTC going to be bigger and better than MTG and Pokemon TCG. But not saying anything about CTC and pretending never existed is like saying that the world doesn't acknowledge royalty and championship. As for me, it is too difficult for a person to hold in what I just said for the rest of his or her life, especially CTC. Okay, so anyway, I think the reason I have this toothache, I think because I wrote that, it's just ridiculous, it's like, it's just waiting for me, just like, why are you doing this to yourself? Why you have to go against the whole San Diego? Why you have to carry the weights of the world guys, you have to go against the whole San Diego by yourself? Why you have to carry the whole weight of the world by yourself? Why don't you be smarter? It's like, why don't you live together and sharing, Why you have to be so stupid all the time? And you can't win. How could one person beat the whole San Diego by himself? Why do you have to be so stupid? Why can't you be smarter? Come on, why don't someone give you a chance to get out of this situation? Why you have to go against the whole San Diego by yourself? Why don't no one give you a chance to say, it's a big misunderstanding. I didn't want to go against the whole San Diego by myself. Why don't someone just give you a chance to get out of this? You know, it's like... Shit. Like I was saying, pretty much, you know, just saying that, you know, maybe, I don't know, like I'm saying, it just really... Maybe... Okay. You know, it's like... kind of like in a way, yeah, you're gonna post some, you know, just waiting for you to do something out of the ordinary. Then we're gonna make you hurt, your tooth hurt so much that you wish you'd never done it. Because you're so stupid to take on the whole San Diego by yourself. You're so stupid. Be smarter next time. Don't be so stupid all the time.